How's it going? Potter and Doogie here with our band list predictions.
How's it going, ladies and gents? It's right now. It's January 23rd, 2012. It's almost February. We got a little over a month until the band list comes out. It's about time we start talking about it. Let's. We're gonna start with our band, then limited, then semi, and then unlimited. I think it's going to be a lot easier to explain why the cards in the list if we work top to bottom instead of bottom to top, which we already tried and it kind of just fucked everything over. All right, first of all, we're going to start with band. Wind Up Hunter. That card needs to fucking go. I hate that card. Every time you see that card pop up, you can create the Wind Up Rat Zen Mayo loop. It's crazy. I hate that card. You'll clear out your entire hand, you'll start top decking, and they'll just start running you over. I mean, that card needs to go. It's way too overpowerful. It creates a way too powerful loop. Just get it out of the way. Gone.
Alright, next is unless it's Reborn. Now I can...
Monster Reborn.
Yeah, Monster Reborn.
Not Reborn Tengu.
No. But, Monster Reborn, because... if you top that card late in game, and they don't have much in the field, you pretty much won. Like, I've done that before. I think I did it on one of the DN videos I uploaded. I pulled the Monster Reborn, I brought back the guy's Hyperion, and I just ended up winning the match, because he had nothing else he could counter it with.
Reborn is just too much of a power play. It makes the meta way too cheap, it's way too luck-sacky, and it's way too fast of a card.
I think these past two metas have been too good, since you have... This last meta, because you've had Heavy Storm, Dark Hole, and Monster Reborn in the same meta.
You have way too many boss spells that are boss staple spells. I think the meta just needs to slow down a bit, which is why I think the cards that we have on this list are in terms of kind of slowing down the meta.
Like my friend Yugi Pro 18, he's a good guy. Check out his channel, but he stated that we need to have a meta where you can actually make Shard Agreed good, which I kind of agree with that. Like, Shard Agreed, that's a good card because they'll waste an MST on it because if they don't want you to draw. I agree with him whether he says that card is underplayed. So if this next meta slows down, I guarantee you'll see a lot more Shard Agreed play.
And then the next card we have is Sangan. Sangan is just way too much of a power play. In your main deck, you're probably only going to be playing upwards of maybe 5 monster that you can't search out with Sangan. It's just way too good of a card. You can chain off of it way too well with Synchro. You can chain Call the Haunted. You can pull something back. I was playing on DN today. I set 2 Call the Haunted. He MST'd. I chained Call, brought up a Sangan, searched. Then he used Heavy Storm, which I don't know why I just didn't use Heavy Storm first. But then he did. And then I chained the Call, brought target my Sangan, went back to graveyard again. I got 2 searches off of it. Well, with Sangan and Call the Haunted and Synchro and just Sangan just way too good of a card. I love the little guy, but it needs to go. Next card on our list is Pot of Avarice. Pot of Avarice, you just make things way too fast. It's another just really big power play. You can recycle your tour guides and your Tengus and your rabbits.
It might stay for one more meta.
Not rabbits, but well, it's just. You can just recycle all the things that thin your deck, which is kind of which is bad. I can say Konami says, but I think it just makes things way too good. Things that pull shit out of your deck and you can just reuse all over again. And plus, you get to draw off of it. Any card in Yu-Gi-Oh now that allows you to draw with the not too much of a downside is just really, really good. That's one of the best ones out there right now.
Next one, I hate to say it because I love this card a lot. But Dandy might get banned.
Dandy getting banned, I think, might hit plants a little too hard.
That or Lone Fire's getting banned.
I think Lone Fire would be, the more logical choice. Because if you ban Dandy, who knows what you do with that deck? That deck might be dead. And I think the plant synchro engine, with their chaos plants and all that nonsense, it's not overpowered, but it is still really good. I think
Dandy gets banned, Lone Fire might go to 2.
Nah, that might happen, but there isn't really that many purpose in having, you don't really have many targets for it then in your main deck. And, Lone Fire, I think banning Lone Fire would help things a lot more because, Lone Fire, blow up, sync, sync with your Tengu, grab a level 5 mill, sync for another level 5 with your other, with your other Tengu. It's just, I think Lone Fire is the one that kills. And then, another card that we see going is Morphing Jar. Morphing Jar, it is a really big power play. It makes Dark Worlds fucking stupid. Depending on how many cards you have in your hand, you give your opponent a whole new hand, but yet again, you give yourself a whole new hand. If you're a really good player, you can work around Morphing Jar. You can just, hey, I'm just going to get the 5 cards, and I'm just going to flat out outplay you.
Like, Morphing Jar, yeah, like I say, Morphing Jar and Dark Worlds too. I was playing my friend at Locals about a week ago. My first turn, I was able to get out Utopia, what did I have? Catastor and a Tang. Yeah, and a Tengu or something. No, something. No, it was Utopia, Armor Master and something else. And so next turn, like, he set the Morphing Jar. I attack and do it. He ends up milling 2 Grapha, a Silva, and something else stupid. And that and Dark World is just too good. So that just goodbye, Morphing Jar. Just leave. I don't love you anymore.
And another card I can see getting banned. Potter personally doesn't like this pick, but I think with Reborn getting banned, you do need cards that you can recycle out of your graveyard. And then, I think bringing Premature Burial back to 1 would be a decent alternative if you ban Brionic. Brio sets, I know you don't like it because you just got yours, but Brio sets up way too many OTKs. A lot of decks which revolve around the graveyard. Brio isn't really that much of a minus returning cards to your hand.
Like Pokemon has Brio Future Fusion Abuse.
Yes, that's pretty lame. You go Brio, and then if you can keep targeting your Premature Burial, you can just create infinite Monster Reborn loop with 800 life points apiece. But who really gives about life points? So you
sacrifice what, 16, 30, 200 life points just to get a full field? I think I'd do that.
I'd do that. That's a fair and honest deal, YouTube. That's a fair and honest deal.
Yeah, we set the deal, goddammit.
And then, alright, now we're going to go to limited here.
Let's see, we got Christia going to 1 because that card's just too fucking good.
I think Christia is balanced. It is a big power play because you got a 2800 beater on the board that you can recycle and that stops special summoning. But, the whole point of getting it back to the top of your deck just kind of clogs. It's not that... It's a card that I feel it's balanced. I wouldn't really mind it going to 1 since I only run 1 anyway. Yeah, I'm one of the few people who runs Agents who only runs 1 Christia. Oh well. Rescue Rabbit. Rescue Rabbit needs to go to 1. I don't think Rescue Rabbit should get banned. It's not that good of a card.
It's not Rescue Cat.
Yeah, it's not Rescue Cat. Rescue Cat is just fucking amazing. But Rescue Rabbit, I think, should go to 1. Banish Rescue Rabbit, grab your shit, bring out your Lagia or whatever the fuck you want. Rescue Rabbit is just way too good of a card in this format. It speeds things up way too much. Thins your deck. You can recycle it if you have a Leviair on the field. Boom, pop it back, keep going. Just too good of a card.
I think about Leviair and Rabbit. That's 3 rabbits right there, so you're good there. You have your 3. So Royal Oppression.
Yeah, Royal Op. I think Royal Op should come back. This is one of the cards that is in this list because we personally feel the format needs to slow down a bit. It's way too fast. Royal Op.
I'm tired of these 5-turn games. Like I definitely because the long games is when it gets certain strategic and it makes you think. Like I want to see a deck out. I haven't seen one of those in a while.
If only deck outs actually existed. Royal Oppression, way too good. No, it's not way too good. It is a really good card. You can sit behind it, and you could, but in a format where you have Heavy Storm and 3 MST, it's not like it's going to completely lock you in. I mean, Royal Op, it'll stay out there for a while, and it'll help slow the deck down, and then, it'll stop the whole tutor guide nonsensical bullshit, which I like. And next we got Magician of Faith. Magician of Faith should go to 1 with Reborn being gone. Magician of Faith, it can you can target your Premature Burial if you're going to use it again, whatever. And then with Magician of Faith, there's not that many boss cards that you can actually target with it. I mean, you got your you got Dark Hole and Heavy Storm.
Well, you can target Premature then, because isn't it only normal spells?
No, it's all spells.
Oh.
You're thinking of Summoner Monk, where you can only pitch something like that. Yeah, Magician of Faith, I'm pretty sure can target any spell. But it depends on what you're bringing out. Magician of Faith, With Reborn gone, Magician of Faith is not overpowered. It's really good, but not overpowered. We already discussed Premature Burial going to 1 if Brio's getting banned.
I personally think Max C is going to get limited because it's just too good.
In a format that, in a game...
revolves around special summoning, this format. Where if you...
Every format.
Well, every format, yeah. But, like, the only cards that are getting normal summoned are the tuners, the monsters, and the occasional Kaias. Or if you play Monarch, Frognarchs, you get the other Monarchs.
Tour guide.
Tour guide, yeah.
But Max C, I think Max C might go to 2. I think 1 is a little drastic because it is a card that helps slow down the game. I mean, against windups, Max C can save you. I mean, you don't want your opponent swarming 4 or 5 windups at a time. You can just say, hey, Max C, you can swarm, but I'm going to draw. It makes your opponent think. I think putting it to 1 is a little extreme. Putting it to 2, I think, would be just fine.
Now, for the next pick, I personally really want this card to come back, is Goyo Guardian.
Oh my god. I don't know how many times I have to tell this kid this. Goyo is going to stay banned. Why
the hell would they put on the card the picture of Deep Dark Hole? It's not coming back, damn it!
Goyo Guardian, it makes Black Wings way too good.
I want it!
In an Exceed format, in an emerging Exceed format, Goyo Guardian is amazing.
I think they should just bring it back for a format and see what happens.
It's going to make things ridiculous.
Please, I have mine. Just bring it back.
Yes, that's the only reason why you even want it that bad is because you have one. And then a card that I personally feel needs to get hit out of the windups, including Hunter, is Windup Factory.
That's Whirlwind on steroids.
Windup Factory is really, really good, and especially that it's whenever, because you can have the 3, and then once the effect activates, you can activate the effect of all 3 Windup Factories out of just the 1 Windup card activating. I looked that up. That is fucking stupid. Windup Factory needs to go to 1. And then something that it's one of those really head-scratching reprints, kind of like what happened with BLS, was Disc Commander. I think if the format slows down, which I predict it needs to be, then the format might revolve a lot more around drawing, around creating draw engines. Disc Commander is really, really good at doing that. If you have Call the Haunted at 3...
God. Imagine if Brio, Premature Burial, and Disc Commander were in the same format.
Too much. Too good. Too good. I don't even want to think about that. Disc Commander, it got reprinted in the last Legendary Collection. I personally have one. I wouldn't really mind if it came back or not.
Look at the $30 card if it came back.
Yeah, it'd be really good. I don't really see a reason for it happening, but it got reprinted, so who the fuck knows? Who predicted BLS coming back before it got reprinted?
This guy.
No, you didn't. Going to semi-limited, Potter.
I think Tour Guide's going to get semi because, like I said, I don't know if I said, no, that was the last video we tried to do, because if they don't let semi-limit Tour Guide, you're going to have 3 Tour Guide, 3 Tour Bus, and if they don't ban Sangan, you have the Sangan, so it's 7 monsters you can target with. And if they don't ban Avarice, that's even worse. Like, something out of those 4 cards is going to get hit somehow.
Tour Guide's not going to get hit. It's a TCG exclusive. Everybody should stop whining about it.
Shut the fuck up.
Fuck you. It's not going to happen. Just come to terms with it that we live in a Tour Guide format, which is why Royal Up needs to come back!
Yeah.
Another card, Book of Moon. Book of Moon going to 2.
Yeah.
Potter suggested it. I'm actually not that opposed to it. I really think.
But slow down the format.
I think Book of Moon's a really good card.
2 or 3, why not?
3 is a little much. 4?
No. Yeah, Vanguard. Woo!
Fuck Vanguard. 2's okay. I'm not exactly opposed to having Book of Moon at 2. A lot of people think that Tsukuyomi, that spirit card, that's kind of like a Book of, that's pretty much like a Book of Moon, could come back. Especially if you look up in all the shit in Galactic Overload, which is coming out, which has a lot of spirit support, oddly. That might factor into the list. And then I personally think Max C will go to 2. Potter thinks it's going to 1. Whatever.
And then I think Blackwing's haven't seen a lot of support, and I'm thinking either Kalut's going to go to 2 or Whirlwind's going to go to 2, because I want them to.
If anything, I think Kalut will go to 2.
It's not as bad as fucking the one from Shining. Fuck, what's that? Honest. It's not as bad as Honest.
Honest
That's my argument.
Honest is pretty good. It's a lot better than Kalut. But
And Kalut's archetype specific too. It's his Blackwing.
yeah, but I mean, you don't want to. I think Blackwings with Kalut at 2, they would see a resurgence definitely, but they definitely
And they keep Icarus at 3.
definitely wouldn't like start topping tournaments or anything like that. But I think Black Whirlwind at 2 would make things a little too ridiculous. If one of those is gonna come off, I don't think they will. I think it'll be Kalut. And then another wind-up card that I could see going to 2 is Wind-Up Rabbit, because Wind-Up Rabbit kills Exceeds, and Wind-Up Rabbit is really good. I don't like Wind-Up Rabbit. I don't like very much of anything on Wind-Ups because they're way too good right now. But hey, why don't we just throw that into the wind too? We've seen things get killed worse in one ban list. Like Black Wings.
And fucking Sheehan, that deck, Legendary Six Samurais.
Six Samurais? They're still pretty good.
Yeah. And then I think Dad might go to 2.
Dad's not going to go to 2. With Tour Guide and Tour Bus and all that shit, Dad going to 2 would create kind of like a little Teledad format. People would just started spamming darks with Tour Guide. They'd use their Tour Buses to even out their graveyard. Pop your Dad, boom, 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 kill, 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 go. I don't like Dad at 2 at all.
Let's see, then at Unlimited, we got Summoner Mode, because I personally think it's not getting a lot of play right now, so why not put it at 2? Or I put it at Unlimited, because the only spells you run in your hands, or decks now, are unless it's an archetype-specific deck where you run the Black Whirlwind, you have the Monster Reborn, the Dark Hole, the Heavy, the MSTs.
Staples.
Yeah, do you really want to pick your staple to get a 2,500, like they could get a Utopia, which could get negated or bottomless?
Yeah.
Is it worth it?
I don't really think Summoner Monk is really that worth it. Except when you see people go, "Hey, I'm gonna pitch an MST. I'm gonna pitch a spell, and I'm gonna grab my Rescue Rabbit from my deck." You can't do that. How many times do I have to tell people on DM that you can't special summon Rescue Rabbit from your deck? It says it right on the fucking card. And then if Brio and Burial get hit. No, if they don't, if Brio and Burial stay where they are, I think Call the Haunted will go to 3. Call the Haunted at 3 is a good alternative to not having your Reborn and not having the premature Burial loop. Call the Haunted at 3. I just think Call the Haunted is just a really good card that can surprise your opponent.
The only downside is if you sync with it, you're stuck with a card, especially if it Gores in your hand. You have a Gores that's stuck there.
Which is why you have your Heavy Storm! Blah, 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 blah.
Why are you mocking me, damn it?
And then, like, the terrible cards that just need to just come off the list so people just stop talking about them because I'm sick of hearing it. Magical Stone Excavation, Primal Seed, DeLorean. All these terrible cards that have no purpose being on the list, which Konami mistakenly takes the time out of their busy schedule, which should be used correcting this fucked up priority format, to just...
You know what I think's gonna get banned? Priority. Just fuck it.
Man.
I want to be on OCG format where you staply run 3 or 2 bottomless because they don't have trials, so they can say, you summon Trish, oh, well, I'm going to get bottomless, so you can't even use its effect. Awesome.
I still run 2 bottomless because I love it.
Jealous.
Alright, that's about it. Comment down below what your predictions are. Maybe if you don't agree, it's okay.
We forgive you.
I love you too. Goodbye.
Bye. Wait.